on stream.
Yeah.
So they didn't. So they literally came here and took nothing. Like they.
So why'd they come in here?
They thought there was something. No, they thought they could. There was money here, and
You don't have money here?
nigga, they could go to the IRS and go grab that shit.
Stop mentioning me in your videos. Stop. Or whatever videos you're mentioning me in, stop mentioning me in the comment section. Stop. Stop. You see me? Hey, for anyone that's saying that I had robbed somebody's house, 6ix9ine, Red is in the west coast of Florida, and I was in Vegas. I just got to Florida, just now. I'm writing a tax. I just got to Florida. What you saying? Tripping. I ain't robbed nothing, my man. If I see one more comment about someone talking about 6ix9ine, I'm gonna get mad. Stop talking about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear a theory about it. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, it was this. Oh, yo, Red. Yo, Red. Listen, boy, listen. Stop that, okay? You guys are causing me a lot of trouble, okay? Detectives came to me already, okay? Like, it's getting ridiculous. They're going to my mom. Like, this is a big problem. If you guys keep going with this Island Boy stuff, I promise you I'm gonna get mad.
Man, something crazy is happening right now in the world of hip-hop drama, and trust me when I say this, it's way bigger than anyone realizes. Because what started as harmless trolling, petty IG jabs, goofy live stream shots between 6ix9ine and the Island Boys, has suddenly twisted into something way darker, way faster than anyone expected. A leaked clip, a whispered name, a masked figure with a stance everyone swears they've seen before, and a wave of panic that hit the internet like an explosion. Within minutes, the entire culture split into two camps, both absolutely convinced their version is the truth. Either the Island Boys just got caught in the wildest, most career-ending accusation they've ever faced, or 6ix9ine is playing a dangerous psychological game no one even knew had begun. And the stakes? They're not small. We're talking reputations on the line, freedom on the line, money, endorsements, clout, street cred, and careers that already feel like they're held together by duct tape and hope. Tonight, we're breaking down the exact moment everything snapped. The moment this went from petty internet beef to something that might end up on a courtroom projector. Because what's being whispered behind the scenes right now, if even half of it turns out to be real, this drama is sprinting toward a place nobody can walk away from clean. Here's where it all began. Late one night, 6ix9ine hopped on live stream. Nothing unusual, just Tekashi doing what Tekashi does. Talking reckless, flexing, trolling old enemies, laughing at new ones, and treating the internet like his personal playground. But then, something shifted. Not on the live stream, after it. Because right when he logged off, a mysterious piece of footage hit the internet. A clip nobody knew existed, a clip nobody knows who recorded, a clip that should have stayed buried in some forgotten camera roll. It's short, it's shaky, it's blurry, no faces. Just chaotic movement and a figure creeping in the shadows around the outside of a house. And then, the moment that froze everyone. A voice, low but clear enough to ignite wildfire. Yo, Red! That single word flipped the internet into full investigation mode. People paused the clip frame by frame, zoomed into pixels that weren't meant to be zoomed into, brightened shadows until the entire screen was pure static, compared silhouettes, compared shoulder width, neck shape, posture, walk style, old vlogs, interviews, TikToks, everything. Within hours, social media had built a case, not a solid, factual case, but a viral, emotionally fueled, this looks close enough case, that the figure in the footage might be one of the Island Boys. And that's all the internet ever needs. A maybe. Suddenly, every comment section exploded with accusations. Every TikTok detective stitched the same 3-second clip like it was the Zapruder film. Every hip-hop page posted side-by-side comparisons. Silhouettes, outlines, circles, arrows. Look at the elbow. Look at the hairline. Look at the way he leans. Speculation turned into confidence. Confidence turned into proof. And proof turned into people screaming that the Island Boys had just crossed a line that could change everything. But here's the part nobody's talking about yet. This clip didn't just appear. It appeared at the worst possible moment, right after one of the most chaotic live streams 6ix9ine has done in months. And some people think that timing is the real clue. Not the silhouette, not the voice, not the posture, but the timing. Because if this wasn't a coincidence, someone out there is playing chess while the rest of the internet plays comment section checkers. And the next move? It might be the one that blows the entire situation open. And just like that, the Island Boys and 6ix9ine were thrown into a fire burning way hotter than anything they'd ever been involved in before. A fire that didn't wait for facts. A fire that didn't care about alibis. A fire fueled by the internet's favorite thing, chaos with a maybe. But here's the problem, and it's a big one. None of the timing added up. 6ix9ine confirmed he wasn't even home when the clip was recorded. He posted proof. He doubled down. He made it clear. That's not me in the video. The Island Boys, they were on their own live streams hours earlier with timestamps to back it up. And yet, the narrative didn't slow down. It didn't calm people. It didn't make anyone rethink. If anything, it only made everything more chaotic. Because another detail dropped, something way more suspicious, and it made everybody ask the same question. How did this footage leak? And who sold it? Because TMZ doesn't just pull up randomly. Someone sent them that clip. Someone handed it over. Someone got paid for that footage. And the moment money enters the chat, motives get messy. The internet instantly went into detective mode again. Not because the evidence was solid, but because the storyline was too wild to ignore. People started stitching timelines together, connecting dots that might not even exist, making assumptions look like conclusions. But trust me, once you lay the timeline out piece by piece, something weird is absolutely happening. To understand why the world latched onto this theory so quickly, you've got to go back, not a few days, not a few months, but years into the chaotic history between 6ix9ine and the Island Boys. Because this isn't some new feud that popped up out of nowhere. This isn't even surprising for anyone who's been watching. This tension, it's been building publicly for a long, long time. Back when the Island Boys first blew up, their names were everywhere. Live streams, interviews, random IG lives, viral moments back to back. For a brief window, they were actually cool with a lot of big artists. Clout attracts clout. And 6ix9ine? He was one of the names tied to their early rise, at least from a distance. But clout fades fast, and so does fake friendship. The first real cracks formed over credibility. The Island Boys got hit with snitch rumors early in their career. Rumors based on nothing official, nothing proven, just social media whispers that grew legs. And one of the first major artists to publicly distance himself? 6ix9ine. Not because he cared about paperwork, not because he believed the rumors, but because taking shots at rising stars is part of his online playbook. It keeps him relevant, keeps him talked about, keeps him in the mix. The Island Boys fired back instantly. They mocked him. They clowned his comeback attempts. They laughed at his fall-off. They talked about his image, his legal issues, his lifestyle, anything that could get attention. And that's when things stopped being playful and turned personal. One of the twins, struggling heavily with addiction, went on live stream after live stream, talking aggressively, saying things that were clearly fueled by emotion, not strategy. He lashed out because it was easy, because he was angry, because he needed someone to blame. The other twin tried to play the unbothered role, calm, cool, above it. But even he couldn't hold it in forever. Whenever a live stream host poked at the right topic, he'd snap and fire off a jab at 6ix9ine. And so it kept going, back and forth, month after month. Not real beef, not street politics, just petty internet warfare that grew into mutual irritation, then mutual disrespect. But here's where it gets interesting. Behind the scenes, They still had overlapping circles. They still knew the same people. They still popped into the same live streams, the same comment threads, the same chaotic digital spaces. Which means this situation, this mysterious leaked clip, didn't fall from the sky. It came from somewhere close, somewhere connected, somewhere inside the same messy world they've all been orbiting for years. And that's why the internet isn't letting this go. Because when drama comes from inside the house, it's never accidental. And it's never simple. So when the new footage surfaced and a voice seemed to call out "red," people didn't hesitate to make the connection. But here's the twist. One of the island boys had posted weeks earlier that he was recovering from a serious leg injury. A real one, cast and all. And even though the internet never checks timelines before pushing a narrative, this was the first clue the theory didn't make sense. Still, the drama was already out of control, and the next turn would make everything even messier. But even with all that history, nothing explains why this situation exploded the way it did, until you see what happened next. Right after the clip went viral, 6ix9ine came online furious. Not confused, not shaken, furious. He talked about being targeted. He talked about people waiting until he was out of the house. He talked about the disrespect to his mother, who was supposedly inside when everything happened. He talked about people waiting for the moment he looked away. And then he doubled down. He said he knew people were watching his moves because he doesn't use security. He doesn't have armed guards. He can't legally protect himself the way other artists can. And that made him a target. Meanwhile, the island boys were getting flooded with comments, thousands, accusations left and right, memes, edits, body shape comparisons, voice analysis breakdowns. People turned into investigators overnight. One island boy laughed it off. The other one snapped, posting a rambling story about fake news, jealousy, and people trying to drag his name through the mud. But then something strange surfaced. A screenshot, a DM, a message offering exclusive footage for the right price. No name attached, no confirmation it was real. But the timing was insane, because the message appeared just minutes after the clip was allegedly recorded. So now the theory shifted. Maybe the island boys didn't do anything. Maybe someone close to 6ix9ine leaked the clip for money. Maybe someone staged something minor to make it look worse. Maybe someone whispered "red" intentionally, knowing exactly how the internet works. Every explanation sounded possible. Every explanation sounded impossible. Then another piece dropped. A neighbor claimed the area was too quiet for anything serious to have actually gone down. Another person claimed the clip looked more like a setup than a break-in. And someone else pointed out that nothing valuable seemed stolen. This story was no longer about a break-in. It was about motives, money, clout, desperation. And then came the turning point. A Miami legal insider stated publicly that authorities were evaluating the footage to determine whether a real crime occurred, or whether this was a staged event that could result in criminal charges. That one detail sent the internet into full meltdown. Because now this wasn't just a drama story. This was a potential felony. And for two public figures already fighting to keep their careers alive, this was the worst possible moment to be involved in anything messy. But the story wasn't done, not even close. After the clip circulated for nearly 24 hours, the entire hip-hop world weighed in. Fans were divided. Half said the island boys were guilty. The posture matches, the voice matches, the timing matches. The other half said it was impossible. One brother is injured. It doesn't look like him. The footage is too blurry. Rappers mocked the situation, calling it the dumbest heist of all time. Others warned 6ix9ine that mocking people, showing locations, and bragging online will always bring trouble. But then came the media. Headlines twisted the story into something way bigger. Island boys suspected in attempted break-in? 6ix9ine targeted man, or was footage staged? Miami authorities reviewing viral clip. Suddenly, both sides had something to lose. For 6ix9ine, this was another hit to a reputation that has already taken too many blows. People said he was desperate for attention. People said he staged it. People said this was a PR move gone wrong. For the Island Boys, it was even worse. Their image was already unstable. Their finances, unpredictable. Their mental health, publicly messy. And now? Now they were being painted as criminals on top of everything else. If the event was staged, that's a false police report, a felony. If a real break-in happened, that's armed burglary, an even worse felony. And if the footage was sold, that's monetizing evidence of a crime. Every angle in this situation ended with someone facing consequences. But the moment that shifted everything was when a Miami attorney said, if this turns out to be staged, charges will follow. If it turns out to be real, the suspects will face years. It didn't matter which side was telling the truth. One direction or the other, someone was getting punished. And that's when people realized this isn't just drama, this is damage. Zoom out for a second, take the names out of it. Remove the personalities, remove the trolling, remove the clout chasing. And what do you see? A pattern. Over and over in the social media era, desperation for relevance pushes influencers into dangerous territory. People get addicted not to money, not to fame, but to attention. And when that attention fades, they'll escalate. They'll create drama. They'll bait fans. They'll fake storylines. They'll blur the line between entertainment and actual crime. And that's exactly where this situation fits. 6ix9ine has built an entire career on controversy. Every major moment in his rise, fall, and comeback is tied to drama. And he knows how the algorithm works better than almost anyone. The Island Boys, on the other hand, blew up overnight, then crashed hard. Addiction, mental health struggles, failed relationships, damaged friendships, and a massive drop in public support. When people fall that fast, they claw for anything that keeps them relevant. So when this new incident hit the internet, it didn't matter whether it was real or staged. It fit the narrative perfectly. Chaos, confusion, speculation, twists, contradictions, accusations, screenshots of screenshots, and underneath all of it, a question nobody can answer yet. Is this the moment someone's career ends? Or the moment someone realizes they can profit from the chaos and lean into it even harder? Because the truth is deeper than one clip. It's deeper than one name. It's deeper than one feud. This is the dark side of influencer culture, when people don't know where reality ends and content begins. And right now, both 6ix9ine and the Island Boys are standing right on that line. In the days that followed, more details began to surface. A new witness, a clearer copy of the audio, a longer version of the leaked clip. Some analysts claimed the voice didn't say red at all, but something else entirely. Some said the posture didn't match the Island Boys. Some said someone purposely edited the audio to create confusion. Nothing was conclusive. Nothing solved the mystery. But one thing did stand out. Nobody involved, not 6ix9ine, not the Island Boys, not the alleged leakers, seems eager to clear things up. And that silence speaks louder than any footage ever could. So what do we know? Something happened. Something was recorded. Something was sold. And someone is lying. Whether this was a staged stunt, a real break-in, or a misguided attempt at revenge, the truth is going to come out. And when it does, somebody's going to pay for it. But for now, all we can say is this. If the rumors spreading right now turn out to be true, the ones about who really leaked that footage, who really profited, and who really wanted this story to go viral, then trust me, this situation isn't just far from over. It's about to explode. Till next time. Till next time. Till next time.